The Volkswagen Golf GTI has long been a great option for a fun and economical car that doesn't break the bank either at the dealership or at the fuel pump. So with this refreshed Mark 8 version, do you still get that great fuel economy when cruising at highway speeds? Tonight we find out. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from DM Moto, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2026 Volkswagen Golf GTI. In this test, I'm going to head out on the highway and do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour to get a realistic fuel economy number for this hot hatch. But before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Yeah, mild refresh here for 2026, seeing very welcome improvements to the interior, some extra physical controls, subtle exterior refreshing as well. Unfortunately, we do lose the option of the 6-speed manual transmission. That's a bummer to me in this class. I love a good old manual GTI. Fortunately, the dual clutch is very good as well though, and very efficient. So if you do want to see more on the GTI, check the link below for our pros and cons review. We also have a dedicated review of the 9-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. You can find those both linked below. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's highway fuel economy test, which gives this GTI, I think it was 35 MPG. I'll have to double check that. You all will have already seen it also. Quick shout out to the Mark 7 there. That test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know there are plenty of people who do long highway stints at much higher speeds, steady state, and would like to know what sort of numbers they can realistically expect here in the real world. So in order to test that out, I'm going to head out to the highway here at night. We're going to fill up, go out and do 100 miles, come back, fill up at the same pump using the same 3-click fueling method, and get a result. Now, a few things to note for the test. Outside temperature will be somewhere in the mid to high 60-degree range. Our tire pressure is going to be set at their door placard 39 PSI cold. Now, that's kind of a high number, and I wonder if Volkswagen is doing that to get slightly better fuel economy, or if it's a handling thing or tire wear. I'm not sure. Just know that we are seeing a slight bit of PSI creep over the decades here. But we have 39 PSI cold, and we're going to run the climate control at 73 degrees auto. So with that, let's head to the pump. We are all fueled up, put in just over 2 gallons of gasoline here into the tank, and I was surprised to find that this car only requires 87 octane. In fact, it only even recommends 87 octane. And before you start getting all hypey in the comments, oh, it's a turbocharged high compression engine, I would never put anything but 91 in there. Cool, you do that with your car. However, when I have a plaque on the gasoline door, fuel door right here that says 87 is all you need. When I have the owner's manual that says nothing about 91, interestingly, it recommends 91 for the Jetta GLI, but not the Golf GTI. And then when the EPA's website says they only tested with regular gasoline, I'm not going to spend the extra money to put premium in here if all we're doing is going on the highway. Now, yes, if I owned this car and I planned on going and doing a track day or went and go do some spirited driving in the canyons or something, yeah, I'd fill it up with 91 just in case. But 87 is all you need to put here in your Volkswagen GTI. So, with that being said, let's reset the GPS. Let's reset the trip computer. And we're ready to begin. Ooh, a little pulsing stop-start button there. Start-stop, I guess, technically. Now, we do have a few different drive modes here in the Jetta GTI. We've got Eco, Comfort, Sport, and Custom. We're going to do this test in Eco. Now, in the comments recently, somebody else brought up that doing this test in normal mode would be more representative of how most people drive. And I suppose ultimately I agree with them on that front. However, some of the reasons we do these tests in Eco are, one, we've been doing them in Eco for so long that if I switched the way we do the test now, then it would make it harder to compare to previous results. I know that's kind of a lame excuse, but it is one nonetheless. Furthermore, some vehicles are drastically more efficient in Eco mode, and if you're somebody who really cares about getting the best highway fuel economy, and you're watching these type of videos because you're concerned about fuel economy, then I would imagine you would use those eco modes when driving on the highway, and then you would know what you're going to get. So we do the test in eco. Are most of the results probably pretty similar to what you'd get in normal? Yeah, especially for a single axle powered car like this. I would think for some of those EVs or all-wheel drive vehicles, there might be a more aggressive decoupling of the front axle or rear axle, or some different drive motor or something like that. But yeah, I mean, we're still actually pretty peppy here in eco drive mode. But I should say the goal of this test is not to hypermile. We're not trying to get the best possible fuel economy for this car, but rather a realistic figure. So in order to do that, we're getting up to highway speed here at a reasonable pace, and I'm going to set the cruise control to a GPS indicated 71 miles per hour. Should allow us to average 70 over the whole test. Getting up to speed here easier than usual. And this car really does drive nice. I kind of forgot how nice the GTI is to drive because I was so frustrated with the technology in the pre-facelift GTI. It does seem to be better here in this one, and it just allows me to enjoy the way the car drives. It is a bit jittery on the bumps here in these Southern California highways, so I imagine it would be worse where there are more bumps. But getting to set the cruise control right there with real physical buttons. What a concept. Thank you, Volkswagen, for making that change. Car speedometer seems very accurate with the GPS, 71 and 71, so that's right where we're going to settle. Now this SE model seems to have a fairly rudimentary lane keeping system, so you see there's no real active steering until I get right close to the lane, and then it kind of just fixes it. It's not a lane centering functionality. I imagine that's something you do get in the Autobahn, but not at this price point. We're going to be testing the Harman Kardon sound system, though, with some members-only tracks, so check the link below if you want to see that. But other than that, I'm going to continue on with the test and catch up with you at the end. In the meantime, enjoy this time-lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the 26 GTI. Man, if you're gonna do big miles on the highway, you just gotta go German. A German car is gonna be not only so efficient, we're gonna get to that here in a moment, but just such a nice place to be. They think about what is going to make being in this car for a longer period of time, moving on the highway, nice. I'm still comfortable in here. The seats are comfortable. I got a nice, the bolstering's good, but it's not too tight. Armrest is adjustable. Is it height adjustable too? Yeah, it is. It's height adjustable. It's length adjustable. That's pretty cool. The screen's in a good reach. Sound system's fine. It's not fantastic, but it's not bad. The steering wheel, the ergonomics are just fantastic. And then the fuel efficiency. This car is rated at 32 miles per gallon on the highway according to our can't use that word, bumbling EPA. But we're getting 40.8 miles per gallon according to the vehicle's trip readout. I mean, that's huge. And a car that, again, fight me if you want in the comments, but doesn't require premium fuel, is fun to drive, and is decently practical, and doesn't cost all that much. That's fantastic. That really is. Very, very happy with that. I mean, obviously, we'll get it back to the pump, we'll fill it up, and make sure that number is accurate. But even if it's remotely accurate, that's great. Tack shot, nothing spectacular. Ha, spectacular, get it? I tried to get a still shot here. Hopefully it's coming in smoothly. But ride's a little bit bumpy in this car. Just a hair under 2,000 RPM when cruising at 71 miles per hour. Tachometer, or not tachometer, the trip readout is a little low. We've traveled 97.5 miles now and still saying 96 on the dash. We'll see when it clicks over to 97. It's maybe about almost a mile low after 100 miles. A little disappointing there. But all things considered, a little bit loud from the road noise perspective. Not egregious for this category of vehicle, but little loud. Probably just the tires. Yeah, no, I'm very, very satisfied with this. So I'm gonna get it back to the pump, top it off, and we're gonna crunch our numbers and kind of see how it does compared to some of its contemporaries. Also, I feel like an absolute dingus, but I just went to turn the cruise control fully off right before ending the test here, and I realized that this car does have travel assist. Oh, I'm so frustrated. I could have done that whole test testing out how the adaptive, the steering assist worked, and I didn't. I'm so sorry, guys. I wrote it off as this being the SE model, and I just didn't think it had it. So I'm gonna have to test that throughout the rest of my week here with the GTI. Fortunately, I just got it yesterday, and see how that works. So I apologize for that one. That's on me. Pretty cool though that I guess we do have that at this price. There it is, a total of 2.578 gallons back into the tank here on the Golf GTI. 100.4 miles traveled divided by that 2.5, I gotta see what it was, 2.578. Okay, so it's a little bit lower than the vehicle's readout, which, you know, fair, okay, but still quite good. 39 miles per gallon here. Cruising at 70 miles per hour, technically 71, but, you know, the slower speed off the highway and everything, for the 2026 Volkswagen Golf GTI. What did we get for the last GTI we tested? I feel like that was a Brower test. Wow, okay, fair enough. So the 2022 model got almost 40 according to the... So you want the newest... It was me that tested it. 38.4 on that one. What did we get for the 6-speed manual that we tested a little bit later? 37 for the manual. What did the... Okay, we also did the... Oh. Despite being out... We also did the 6-speed manual of the Mark 7.5, my favorite car. What did that one get? 36. Okay, so 36 for the old one, 37 for the manual, 38 for the last one we tested, and then 39 here on this one. Pretty ideal conditions, you know, 66 degrees Fahrenheit outside and stuff. There's a decent bit of traffic for draft, but still love it. Still love getting great fuel economy out of a car like this. We got a 13.2 gallon fuel tank times 39 miles per gallon, giving you an effective 510 miles of highway cruising here in the 26 Volkswagen Golf GTI. Like I said, if you're going to do highway cruising, get yourself a German. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the refresh GTI, check the link below, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.